Hello and welcome to The Huddle, the show that goes behind the scenes at the greatest rugby club in the world. Even if you don't agree with that, we're definitely better than Quins. Now, I'm your host, Hal Cruttenden. You might recognise me from, if you were up in the top of block E9 on the East Stand, you might recognise me as the idiot that kept shouting and screaming all through that game on Saturday. To all the regulars who usually sit there, I'd just like to apologise. My behaviour was a little bit more outrageous than usual. There won't be Quins fans watching, but if there are any Quins fans, I don't apologise at all. Today, we're having a closer look at that semi-final win, our season highlights, and we're looking forward to, obviously, Saturday's final against Leicester. But before we continue, it's time for me to introduce the man who's meant to say the sensible things on the show, but often ends up being quite a bit wittier than me. It's Steve Cummins!
Hi, Hal. How are you?
How nice am I being?
Oh, I was going to say, it feels strange filming our Christmas special in June, doesn't it?
I know, it is. It is weird. No, but Steve, I said you've been very funny on this show, but I think I'd probably be better at your whatever you do at the National Farmers Union.
Should we do like the Ant Deck thing and sit on a different side next year?
It wouldn't work, would it? They'd
No.
completely confuse
Magic
them.
would be gone.
It's like
Magic
the sort
would
of,
be gone.
so it's like Hal and Steve, and brilliant. But did you behave badly on Saturday?
I genuinely hope that nobody took any pictures of me from 1:30 till probably 1:30 the next morning, if I'm honest. It was quite a long day. And I do recall we had some extra friends with us and they were sat just in front, and of course every time we scored a try my daughter turned around and looked at me, and it was a mixture. Initially, first try was pride, second try was a little hint of embarrassment, third, fourth try was just pure shame.
But I wasn't just the tries. For me, it was when we turned over defence, when Nick Ezekwe saved that try, when we turned over ball and got a scrum when they were attacking our line, and I would be like,
It was
Marrow without the same look. You know, I wasn't
without the biceps.
Marrow looks stylish when he goes, I just look like an angry little middle-aged man. I mean, the thing is, I don't know, I look back on it again, I watch the replay and have a completely different view to the one I had while watching it live.
It's very easy to get swept along with the emotion live in the ground, in the bowl. I mean, it's one of those, I like to watch the game back as well. I wasn't expecting to watch it back at 5 a.m. on Sunday morning. I think I was still quite full of adrenaline.
Did you do a thing? Yeah. I couldn't sleep. I got 3 hours sleep that night.
I got up and watched it back. And I felt some of the same energy, if I'm honest, watching it back. I mean, we were controlled in the first half. I think going in at half-time in front was crucial. I'm not sure that was even grounded, if I'm honest. I think why we didn't even. Are
we now taking even more points away from them?
Yeah, I think so. That was our initial reaction. Was, aren't you going to check the grounding? But I think that initial try. See that? I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Oh my God!
But there we go. It doesn't matter now. We've got another game.
34-12 was the actual score.
And then as we grew into that first half, set piece, I think, was quite even. I don't think they had the domination that they perhaps felt that they were going to.
Can I mention the stupid comment I made after this when they went 12-3 ahead?
Yeah.
I just turned to these Quins people and went, we're just a lovely, we're a happy little side from the Championship, enjoying our...
Small team in London.
We're just very pleased how well we've done.
A slightly disappointing reaction, obviously, from Danny and Will Evans there. They may regret that when they watch it back afterwards.
The ear thing.
Yeah. But yeah, as I say, as we grew into that first half, going in at half-time in front, I think, was crucial for me personally. And the yellow card, to take advantage after the break so quickly into that, and I think that set the tone for the next 40 as well. And Ben Earl, goodness me.
Well, this is the thing. He gets voted for Premiership Player of the season. Yeah. Who votes for it? It's like a panel, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And that would have made me play badly, because I'd have gone, everyone's looking at me now. Because he's actually a player that's, even though he's got England caps, hasn't been talked about that much. And suddenly all the attention's on him.
Yeah.
And
I mean, he was exceptional at Bristol. And people said, were Ben Earl and Max Malin's the difference for Bristol last season? And there's probably an element of truth in that.
That is very one-eyed Saracens analysis, though.
Well, that's not from Saracens. That's from Bristol fans as well, asking if they were the difference. They've come back to us with perhaps some extra armoury. We've now, looking at the Premiership Player of the season, as you say. Lots of people that don't watch him week in, week out maybe queried that decision. Should have been Esterhuizen, should have been somebody else. I don't think anybody that watched that game on Saturday now is in any doubt why he won that award.
Exactly. Well, the most important, but he was more important for Sarries than Esterhuizen was. He didn't. I mean, Esterhuizen didn't have a terrible game, but didn't do anything.
But quiet by his own standards, his own high standards, and I think that probably was something of a point of difference. And again, another little cheeky offload from Owen there.
No one talks about how skillful our fly half is when we go on about Marcus Smith, and you get.
And an interesting matchup, of course, for Saturday. You know, when you look at our speed off the base, and we were talking earlier, obviously, about the dynamism of our pack, whether or not that is perhaps a slight point of difference. Leicester are a big physical side and a big physical pack, but are they as dynamic as our back row, where you've got the likes of Earl and Theo McFarland, who I believe you think is the fastest flanker pairing in the Premiership?
I think they're really. I don't. That's just completely come into my mind. I mean, look at this. Just a little moment.
Brilliant.
Now, can I share the stupid comment I made when Vincent Cock broke through?
Please do.
I turned to the Quins fans and I said, "See, what we've got like a Marcus Smith style player that can break through like that. Yeah. We play him at prop.
We just play him
And they weren't laughing by this point.
I can't understand why.
I was getting. I mean, I was so annoying. I was late coming back from the bar and missed Ben Earl's tries off the interval because they were so in the bar. And I walked up and we're well ahead. And I'm saying to Quins fans, "What's happened? What's happened? Tell me."
Did you turn a big cheer?
They were so annoyed.
Yeah.
No,
I think the interesting thing about that other try, I mean, we've gone past it a little bit now, but if you watch the footage back, if Danny Kerr had made as much effort in tackling Vincent Cock as he had at trying to push Sean Maitland out of the way, he might have stopped him.
Exactly.
You know, and of course the confetti of yellow cards in the second half, which you know, initially I think Luke Pearce was reluctant to give a lot of them. The TMO had quite a lot of intervention.
Very unlucky for Billy to me.
Yeah.
And
I think you can probably make a case, if you slow things down enough over the course of an 80-minute game, you can probably make an argument for 40 or 50% of the tackles to receive some kind of sanction. You know, we don't want to sterilise it completely. I'm all in favour of protecting, and as Billy says, he came in with his arm up. Billy came off on that one very much second best, didn't he? And,
but you made the point, Billy stayed standing all through his 10 minutes off.
Yeah, he was prowling, wasn't he? He was very ready to come back and make a difference. And I think it was inevitable that they were going to score. And we talked...
We had to be down to 13 for them to score.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about sides having a purple patch and it won't go our own way for the full... But I said to Hannah when we were watching, they will switch now. As soon as they went down, it's almost like, we've trained for this.
Yeah.
For this inevitability, certainly in the current day and age with yellow cards and TMOs and what have you, they would have gone, right, OK, park that game plan. We now go to this game plan where it's a much more defensive set. And again, I think Loz was a little bit poor timing, but Marchant very much handed him off at the same time. Yeah, just watching that one back. I mean, he was high there, wasn't he? And Marchant's just brushed him away.
Joe Marchant's deliberately attacked Loz there with his face, is what I've seen.
But the crucial thing, obviously, for the whole game was the sanctions were relatively minor. A red card would have been awful, but I mean, this was...
What a beautiful way to finish.
North West London did absolutely go wild at that point, didn't it? Yeah, what a way to finish. What a great atmosphere as well. Superb. One of the finest days. One of the finest days at the Stonex.
It was one of the greatest days. I thought it was. I actually feel Quins lost their heads a little bit in a way. Sarries never lose their head. Certainly not in the way their fans lose their heads in the stands. They just have a calmness. When we went 12-3 down, I was like, there's a calmness about this. And I thought Quins were too wound up.
I think they possibly were. Yeah, absolutely. And there did seem to be a marked drop off in their intensity and their focus. The last quarter of the game was even with the cards, that would have been the time to gather them together and say, right, we've got a numerical advantage. Statistically, we can get something out of this. We're not that far behind. Look what other sides have done to them. And to really use that energy and feed off of that energy and that first score. But it wasn't to be.
No, very sadly for Quins. Interesting discussion I had with my daughter, by the way, because I was feeling generous afterwards.
Right,
I think she hates the Quins strip.
Okay.
I think it's the best strip in the Prem.
I don't know.
Ours is all black, so I don't know if that's the thing. I'm being judgmental there, Sarries. I'm not saying it's because I think all black is very, very cool and slimming.
And slimming.
But
I'm with Grace. I don't like the quarters.
Really?
I'm not a fan. And why have they got an away kit?
What? Oh, because they don't need.
Who
their away kit's rubbish.
Who clashes with the
Their
home
away
kit?
kit's rubbish. Our kit was. Am I going to be fired now for saying that I think Quins have got the best home kit? But it's just a personal opinion. But must say, I think the black is always lovely, and it's we are the All Blacks of the Premiership. We are the toughest team. We're now. Oh, it's time. That was a brilliant discussion. Great analysis of virtually every score.
Right there,
I love the way that you said sensible things and I just said the stupid things that I'd said at that point
much
of the
like
game.
on the day.
Yeah, it's exactly the day. Anyway, it's now time for Stone Neck Shorts.
Getting home from training, sitting down on the sofa, cup of tea, and watching Test cricket.
Food and coffee.
My cute dog, my cute little Lucy.
Gaming. Gaming with the boys, eh? Yeah, and I probably should say my kids, they put a smile on my face too.
So cliche, rugby. Just everything about the game.
Just a lovely day. It's a lovely sunny day, waking up, fresh air, smile on my face.
Probably like a massive bowl of crunchy mango. I love mango.
Coming to training every day.
Anything to do with food. If I'm in a bad mood, somebody give me a snack, sort me right out.
Playing golf in the sun, a few beers, it doesn't get better than that.
Probably say a bit of FIFA, getting a few FIFA dubs, put a smile on my face.
Friends, family, food, actually. Scrap friends and fact, just food. Food puts a smile on my face. Never fails me, doesn't aggravate me. Food.
Now it's time for the front row. This is the club news segment, and it's a man who's become a bit of a legend on this show. We haven't had him on for a while, so he's also become a bit of an enigma because I haven't seen him for a bit. But it's the fantastic, the chief community officer of Saracens. It's Gordon Banks.
Good evening.
How are you?
Good evening. How are we?
Good.
Very well, very well. Gordon, we've missed you. I think you haven't been on for a few shows. Did I upset you? Because I also maybe I saw we had someone on where I went, oh, it's your first time and you're much better than Gordon was, and they really weren't. It was a joke. It was said as you are always the best.
I didn't take it personally, Hal. I mean, I have noticed how every guest is your best guest, but that's fine. That's TV.
Oh, that's the worst thing we have. When we have people watching other episodes they're not on. I've been saying I behaved very embarrassingly on Saturday. Were you at all embarrassing on Saturday, or would you lose your job if you behaved badly?
Yeah, I had to keep a cap on it. So I actually did. I spent a lot of it walking around the stadium actually and watching it from different positions because it kind of helped my nerves a bit and also gave me a great view of what was going on around the stadium But yeah, these games, these big games, are difficult to control the emotions. But I think I managed a bit better than you by the sounds of it, Hal.
Oh, I was just. So when you said you watched the game from different positions, I immediately sort of think of yoga positions. You were doing different things to remain calm.
That might have helped, actually.
Yeah, might have done. One thing I will say, Gordon, though, is that you're talking about watching from a different perspective. Some of the footage that's been on our social media, I think, has been superb. Some of those different triangles. Aled's try down at the North, just that different perspective, and I think they did it for the women's semi-final here as well. That sort of mid-level camera that was keeping up with the line of play. I think the footage has been brilliant. More of that, please. That was really something.
Yeah,
special.
no, I agree. I think our marketing and content team are doing a brilliant job. We've got a bit more resource than we have had in the past. Probably still could do with a little bit more, but they've been doing some great content, some really good social media activity. So yeah, we're really pleased, and we've had lots of positive feedback.
Yeah, credit there.
Brilliant. Now you've got some information about the plans for Saturday for the final.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the first thing is to encourage anybody that hasn't got their ticket yet to do so. Can
I add to this? I behave badly when I'm surrounded by opposition fans, so could as many as possible. M37. I need Saris round me because it stops me mouthing off at opposition. Sorry.
Yeah, no, exactly. And so I think supporters will have received their information via email about the Saracens allocation. So I think at this point there's still some allocation in there. So do go on, use the link. And secure your tickets in the Saracens area. If you're a bit late, don't panic. There are still some tickets available. Yeah, we just obviously want everybody. Big call to arms. All Saracens fans there for another, which hopefully is another incredible event. So that's the ticketing side. And then once we're there, as always, with these big events. And as we did brilliantly with the women's team as well, we'll have a gathering. So again, supporters will have received information via social media, email, website around where the gathering is. So from 11 o'clock in the morning, be there, normal music, food, drinks on the club from 11 a.m. Really build up the atmosphere, really get into the swing of things, and start the hopefully the celebrations. But the really important bit is then the guard of honour at the stadium. So really makes a difference, actually, the feedback from players and coaches to get that big welcome when they arrive at the stadium. Really gets them tuned in and gets them ready for the game. And so it's so 12:40 or 12:45, we're going to meet just to the right-hand side of the Lion statue, so the West car park, where the fan zone is. You'll see all the Saracen staff and supporters with flags and everything else. We're all going to gather there, create a big tunnel, and give the players, the squad, the coaches a really, really big welcome when they walk through and make their way into the stadium and into the changing rooms, which will be sometime between 1:15 and 1:20, we think. So, so we look forward to that.
And that's brilliant. Last time we did that, that's such a great way to really start that next phase of the finals day. You know, the players are in the bowl. It's starting to get real, and that really helps build that atmosphere and really takes it up another level.
Do you think the Stoop, the bar will be open there for us to go and have a drink at the Stoop before?
I'm probably going to go.
That's just suddenly. Sorry, that's a really naughty thing, isn't it? Maybe I can just go and apologise to some of the fans. Anyway, don't.
I love your thinking, Hal. I love your thinking. Yeah.
Yes, right. So it's so exciting. I'm sorry, I suddenly got a bit emotional. You talking about the day. It is amazing. We're here, isn't it? It is brilliant.
It is.
You've also got some information about the 19th of July fixture release.
Yes.
Yeah. So just sorry, back into the final. The one thing we must never do, is we must never take these finals for granted. I mean, we always, I think that's a really important thing to remember. It's obviously astonishing, really, that we're there considering coming out of the championship and everything else, but we should never take it for granted. But we'll see how Saturday goes, and we'll enjoy it. And then, we're really excited, obviously, even before the final for next season. And a real positive is that Premiership Rugby and all the clubs have been managed to kind of coordinate this season. And so we've got a fixture launch on the 19th of July. So a coordinated launch, real aim to create a lot of noise by Premiership Rugby and all the clubs, and issue the fixture list. And for our seasonal members from that point on, so from the 19th, seasonal members and anybody that's a member of the Wolfpack will be able to purchase tickets, additional tickets or tickets to any of the games for next season from the 19th of July. So there'll be a week's window for all members and all Wolfpack members to purchase any tickets they want to in advance for all games for next season. So if, whether it's the Exeter game or the Queen's game, if you want to get ahead and secure your tickets, then you can do so from the 19th, and then a week later they'll go on general sale for everybody.
Brilliant.
Exciting day.
Are they aware of my tour dates, the Gallagher Premiership people doing these fixtures? I want as many Sunday games as possible.
I believe,
no Friday nights.
I believe they have
meshed
the two together.
We get a kind of small number of requests to Premiership Rugby to build our seasonal structure around key events, and I think at least 3 of our 6 requests are around your tour dates, so you should have some comfort from that.
God, I will believe this. Honestly,
let's go with that.
There's also news on seasonal memberships. Yes.
Well, I think hopefully the good news is that at this stage all current seasonal members will have received their information around how they renew. Obviously, we've got a mix of people who already have paid up front still for the final season of their 3-year deal for next season. We've got some people that simply need to renew from their membership this season, and of course we're hoping to be able to drive a significant number of new members. So all current seasonal members will have received an email how to renew. For those that want to relocate or consider relocating their seats, obviously we've got the new West Stand that there's a fair amount of interest there. So you'll have received all that information. If you haven't by this stage, or you need some additional information, then obviously contact supporter services via their email address or by the phone line, which is now on. So do that, please.
Brilliant.
And just on that West Stand, Gordon, we've not had an update for a while. We can see it's obviously beautiful and full and front loading now. Do we anticipate being on target for full facilities for 22-23?
Yeah, and we're in a really good place. So actually, I believe the handover from the contractors for all our spaces will be sometime during July, towards the end of July. So we're well on track. And then, and obviously, Middlesex University are a key partner, and they're doing their fit outs at the same time. So yeah, we'll be able to, I think over the summer, be able to provide fans with the opportunity to go and sample seats, have a little look around. We've got a couple of new hospitality offers that we'll be sharing information with. I think some of that may have gone out already. So yes, a lot to look forward to with the West Stand, and also over this summer period, there'll be a lot of work that we're doing just to review our overall match day experience and our fan experience. So we'll be, coming out of the pandemic, obviously, having no crowds, having some crowds. We haven't spent a huge amount of time really focusing in on that, and we're very conscious that there are some areas where we can make some significant improvements. So we'll be working with supporter groups, with the SSA and the Fans Forum group over the summer to make some of those marginal improvements and further improve the match day experience.
Brilliant. I look forward to my first pint in the Huddle bar. So.
Exactly. Brilliant. I don't know if I should. I mean, are you staying where you are with your season ticket?
I am, yes.
Yeah, because but I was going to, but after Saturday, I might move to another in case.
It might not be down to you, Hal, whether you stay.
People will be requesting he has to go. Gordon, thank you so much for being so brilliant. You're always brilliant when you come on and give us the news on the front row. You're my favourite. You're the best. I say that in a Bruce Forsyth Strictly Come Dancing way.
Last week's audience.
Last week's. Yeah. So thank you so much, Gordon. Take care, and thanks for coming in to give us the news. That's brilliant.
We'll see you
always a pleasure, and enjoy Saturday. Hope to see you then.
Brilliant. See you there. Cheers.
Thanks, guys.
Fantastic stuff. Oh, that's honestly, when he was talking about Saturday, I just started going, well, it's amazing that we're here.
It's going to get very real very quickly, isn't
I know.
It? Yeah.
Brilliant. We now have a special VT on seasonal memberships. So let's hear more about that. Now it's time to discuss the players who are leaving, or as I call them, the quitters. I don't. They are all treasured, lovely. They will always be Sarries, and I think, a lot of them probably, are tired of winning so much and want to go and help teams that are struggling more. That was a lovely thing that Ben Spencer did, didn't he? But going to Bath. Good luck, Ben. I hope things continue well there. But honestly, we do want to seriously take this opportunity to say a huge thank you to the players in our squad who will be leaving us this season. There's some real great faces going, but we've really loved you being as part of the family and wish you all the best in your future endeavours. The leaving players, we've got academy players, Tom Mills, Charlie Watson is going as well, the academy. Janko Venter leaves us. He was a championship winner, 12 Saracens appearances. I think he was great. I've really enjoyed it.
He was brilliant. And so unlucky, just turned that ankle soon after coming on at Wasps and missed a big chunk of this season. But Janko's a quality player and wish him all the best.
He is no relation to Brendan, is he?
I think we started that rumour.
Oh, it was. Basically, it's because I'm so... I don't know how common certain South African surnames are. You go, Venter. Oh, what
Venter, must be.
Also, I'm sad about this one. Elliot Obatayimbo is going, who... another championship winner, a league winner, 36 Saracens appearances to his name. And I thought one of the highlights of the Gloucester performance.
Defeat,
he played really well in a beaten team, but was really coming into his own.
Yeah, I think Elliott's hopefully he's going to get a lot of game time wherever he goes, and absolutely leaving on a high, as you say. I would put that up there as one of his top 3 performances in the Sarri shirt in that defeat at Gloucester. Very, very secure.
Really exciting player. Sean Raffel is heading to Ulster. 42 Saracens appearances, 2020-21 Young Player of the Season award. Sure, he was a great player.
Again, another real impact player whenever he came on and really put himself about and was one of those real nuggety back rowers that you really thought was going to make a difference when he came on, and absolutely did every time. Yeah. So all the best in Ulster.
Yeah. That is Ulster. That is a lovely place to play rugby as long as you're playing for Ulster.
Yeah.
So it'll be nice to be on the home team. You've been to several games, haven't you?
I have, yes, and lived to tell the tale.
Amazing. Anyway, Tim Swinson. He's like the father I never had, except he's younger than me. A lot younger. What am I talking about? No, but Tim Swinson, 2020-21 Player of the Season, Championship winner, 41 Saracens appearances, 38 Scotland caps under his belt. Obviously, he was such a servant, I thought, this season.
For a player that retired, not to even have the chance to take a holiday, to come straight back in and answer that call from Mark McCall and put himself back on the line again, not for just one season, but for 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And I had the audacity to question our starting lock pairing on Saturday. My God, how wrong was I? So, what a fantastic 2 years that's been.
No, but the thing, you've got to defend those decisions. The thing is, you've got to say, maybe it would have been better if we'd had Tim coming on for. But sorry, I'm saying because I slightly questioned resting the team against Gloucester.
You did, indeed.
And thinking, did we start dodgily because of that? And actually, Leicester started dodgily when they had a full strength team before. So anyway, we don't know what we're talking about, but it's been fun. But Tim, thank you so much for everything you've done. Richard Barrington, Baz, heads to Ajol with an epic roster of achievements. 4 times Premiership champion, 3 times European Cup winner, 220 Saracens appearances. He is going to be massively missed, isn't he?
Not just on the pitch, around the club, in the changing room, the whole 9 yards. I mean, people talk about being part of the fabric of a club and, he's a great club man and this and that and the other. I was genuinely surprised that it was 220 caps. I know he's been with us for an awfully long time. Yeah. But to see that sort of achievement and bring that social energy as well. Yeah. All of the away trips, all of the weekends away, Baz was front and centre. Yeah. The celebrations. Yeah. Let's just hope that there's one more. There's one more in him. One more remix.
Exactly. Well, also, and maybe it's best that Baz does go because I had a slight falling out with him on Saturday. I've got so many stories of my Saturday stupid things I've said. It wasn't stupid. It was an honest thing. I run into Adam Powell and Baz down there having a drink, and I said, haven't we done amazingly? I thought we were going to be like mid-table this season. That's the wrong thing to say to coaches or players because they went, I can't believe that. They were genuinely a little bit my lack of faith.
Yeah.
But that just shows the attitude of this team. That they
have grit and determination.
Yeah. So Baz, I am
good luck,
very,
Baz.
very sorry. Yeah. Well, we will miss you. I'm going to go and see him in Ajol. That's going to be my first big holiday next year. Now, also the legendary Vincent Koch, who's going to be heading to Coventry to join Wasps, taking the field with Sarries. I haven't realised how long he's been here. I think he's kind of arrived a couple of years ago. Yeah. 120 appearances, 2 times Premiership champion, 2 times European Cup winner. Obviously, 28 South African caps, and they will continue. World Cup win, Lions series win. That's on the minus side for me, for Vinny. Winning beating England World Cup final and playing against the Lions. But what a player he's been.
Our very own Mr. Incredible. I mean, he's another one that just epitomises the spirit and the energy within that pack and within the wider club. And he has got steadily better and better and better every week this season. I think he's put in performance after performance. He's sidestepping people. He's throwing audacious passes. He's dummying.
He's done that a few times this season, breaking through.
He looks like a man that's enjoying his rugby. Yeah. And he looks like a man that is determined to leave with more silverware, and that I like.
And as I've said before, I've got a theory, another stupid theory possibly, that he's underrated because his face isn't nasty enough.
Right, okay.
So people don't realise how good he is because they think props have to be... But he's still, even when he breaks through, it's like he's having a lovely time.
Because he's always got a smile.
He'll
be a big miss.
Massive miss.
Thank you.
Now, thank you to all those players. And we have a little video here of our leavers.
Yeah, 9 years. 4. It's gone very quick. It's been a hell of a roller coaster ride, from the highs and the lows, and I've loved every minute of it. It's been an adventure. It's been exciting. No, I will look fondly on these last 9 years as probably the best 9 years of my life. The trips we've been on have been amazing. Playing in massive arenas. But no, I will miss the boys. Like the boys around here, even the boys who have left in the last 9 years, have been great characters and will be friends for the rest of my life.
I've loved it. I think the thing that's really changed is that it's my childhood club, and it's been everything that it looked like from the outside, and I'm just happy that I've been involved with it, and it's challenged me to be a better player. I think training every day with a really good group of guys. Things that stood out, I think it's just the level of training, the attention to the detail, not just the guys that play every week, but also the guys who are in the bibs team, the guys who don't even get to be in the bibs team during the sessions. The level of understanding and intensity from everyone, whether it's the captain all the way down to the academy, has been fantastic. Yeah, I think if you ever thought that Saracens were good just because they went over the salary cap once or twice, you're kidding yourselves. I think the reason that they're good is how they treat people. They genuinely care about you, and it is so nice to be in a situation like that where you feel wanted for what you're good at rather than always being reminded of what you can't do.
I've grown up here, like I've been here since 15, signed when I was 18, and yeah, this club's been everything for me. I've been coming here almost every day since I was 18. I've made lifelong friendships here, grown up with some of the boys from school here, so yes. Very sad to be leaving, but on to different things, onto a new chapter.
I mean, it's been sort of the best environment I could have asked for coming in as an 18-year-old, learning off some of the best players in the world, and also just the boys always so welcoming, and the group we have here is a special group and everyone gets on so well, so it's going to be a tough place to leave. But yeah, as sort of a personal progression for myself as a player and a person, it's been a great journey.
Yeah, it's been an unbelievable journey. It's been 6 years. Didn't expect to stay that long because of what this club is. It's really a special place for me and the family. From Nigel Ray to the staff, to the physios, to everyone over here, made us feel really welcome from the start, and it's just been unbelievable. The group of players that Saracens have is special. It's something that you'll probably never get anywhere else in the world. And yeah, I just want to thank each person. Can't name all of them, but it's been an unbelievable ride. I think it's the one thing that stood out for me the most is we go to training. After training, we go for a coffee or a beer or spend time together off the pitch. We have so much fun outside of rugby, and that's what people don't always see. They always just see what's happening on the pitch, but there's loads more to it, and that's the times that I'll always remember.
As we build up to our big game this weekend, it only felt right to catch up with one of the main men on the ground. He's an assistant coach, he's a friend of the show, he's made over 150 appearances for the Men in Black in his playing career, including helping us win 3 Premiership titles, 2 European titles. He knows a thing or two about what our players and coaching team are going through right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the legend that is Kelly Brown.
Hi guys, great to be here.
Afternoon, Kelly.
Great to see you, Kelly. Can I quickly check something? Because I just heard you're going to get your hair cut. I've been noticing your hair was a bit more kind of smoother, wasn't it? You have been going... What's the look you're going for? Because you're sort of
I've
achieving
been growing
it,
the mane.
Yeah.
It's the Bradley Cooper in A Star Is Born. I'm not sure if I'm getting there, but I'm slowly growing it. I've been accused of dyeing my hair. I've been accused of having a midlife crisis, which neither I don't think are true, but I'm just going to go with it and see what happens.
I thought, Kelly, that you were going for the Will Fraser, superstitious, I'm not going to cut my hair until aspect.
Nah, it's not that. That's not that. It's nothing to do with that. It's just I just fancied a change. My hair had essentially been exactly the same since I was about 17, and I was 40 a week ago, and so I decided it was about time I had a bit of a change.
Yeah.
Mine's been the same for 10 years. It's been in a box under my bed.
Yeah. Getting on to, well, obviously, Saturday was amazing. I've been going on all show about how I behaved quite badly and got overexcited. Was that the most special semi-final win you can remember, Kelly?
it was a great day. It was a great day, and that's for sure. There was obviously a lot of build-up. A lot of things were said in the press. You know, not always that complimentary. But I think for us, I think we were just chuffed with the fight and the character that we showed in that game. You know, we were up against it, you know, for long periods in the game, but as a group, we fought unbelievably hard, and the players, to be fair to them, were absolutely incredible. In saying that, you know, we know we've got so much more in us, and that's the exciting part as we build into the final.
Yeah, extraordinary. And from an atmosphere point of view, for me, that was right up there with that Glasgow quarter-final where we increased the capacity to 15,000. I think we'd urged the crowd to play their part in the Huddle pre-match, and I think certainly the corner of the ground that I was sitting in was the noisiest it's been. So hopefully that energy fed down into you guys as well.
Oh, it definitely did. The atmosphere was it's the best atmosphere it's been all year, certainly, you know, since we sort of came back into the Premiership. I think with the new stand as well, I think it just adds an extra vibe. It's a brilliant stand, and the crowd were incredible, and they definitely, the players and the staff and everyone appreciates it so much. And so hopefully, you know, they'll turn out in their thousands again as we go down to HQ.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm so nice to hear a Scotsman calling Twickenham HQ. But I mean, I don't know, Kelly, how I don't want to put a dampener on things because I'm a worrier, and I feel so emotionally spent from the semi-final. I feel like I peaked, and I feel calmer about this weekend. How do you get the same intensity back for the team for the final? Because it was almost, you know, have we, you know, to make sure that people haven't sort of, you know, blown themselves out sort of thing on the Quins game?
And now we've not. So the boys, as I said, were incredible and put so much energy into that game. But we know it was just the semi-final. You know, to say that sounds slightly condescending, but it was just a semi-final. And we've got a lot of players that have played in semi-finals, have played in finals, and they know that we've got to build up again. And we spoke about it in training today, and the exciting part is we genuinely feel that we can get so much better in so many areas, and so that's what we're going after in training today. We had a brutal session today, and the boys just fired into it and were incredible again, and so we've got a bit of a sharpener on Thursday, and then just to build up into Saturday. But yeah, I'm just excited to see where the players are going to go to at the weekend.
And from a fan's point of view, Leicester appear to be a completely different threat to Quins. How much extra emphasis will you be putting on different aspects of the game, without obviously showing our hand too much? Clearly there's going to be different work-ons this week from Leicester to Quins, tactically.
Absolutely, and we analyse every team in the same way. You know, we look at the areas we feel we can expose, and we look at the areas that we feel are the threats, and then we come up with a plan. Leicester, let's be honest, have been the front runners all season. They finished top of the league by a bit of a distance, and so they're the pace setters. So it's really exciting for us to be coming up against a good team, a team that pride themselves on a lot of the things that we also do, and so it's a really exciting challenge.
With that in mind, I mean, did you have a preference after the game? Did you go, we'd rather have Saints, we'd rather have Leicester, because we played Saints really recently and seemed to have them, or was it literally, I mean, did you have a favourite? Would you have preferred to be playing Leicester?
Nah, for us, we don't really mind, because if you start to pick a favourite, and if it doesn't happen, it's almost got a bit of an impact on you. So I think we, as a consequence of the season, we thought it was going to be Leicester, because they've obviously been excellent all season and because they were playing at home, and so we were almost expecting it was going to be them, and that's how I was.
Oh,
we've lost him for a second.
Hopefully he'll be back in a second. We've got you.
I'm back now, sorry.
We were just wondering, have you heard from Steve Borthwick yet?
No, no. The only thing that I've heard from him is there's an old boys group, like a WhatsApp group. A lot of the guys that sort of played from 2010 up to 2016, and on Sunday he actually went on and put a message and saying he was going to leave the group, so we could all enjoy the week. And he left, and then one of the persons in charge of the admin added him straight back onto it, and so he went, and then he came back onto the group. But it's the only thing I've seen.
It's nice to hear that you're all still in touch. That's great.
Yeah,
it is the annoying thing, because from what Steve Borthwick seems such a nice guy.
Yeah.
It's annoying to be to be breaking his heart on Saturday. Could I, Kelly, one last? Well, I always like to ask the slightly annoying questions. Do you get the short straw for having to do the pitch side interview during the game? I think it's really annoying that you're trying to concentrate on a game and you've got the commentator comes to you on BT and asks you lots of questions while the game's going on. Do you volunteer for that, or do you just keep getting the short straw? Because you do it brilliantly.
Well, no, it's. Oh, thank you. It's sort of Al obviously did it. He was at the club and he was always down on the touchline. I know I'm I assume that role on the touchline, and so as a consequence, I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And also, the other thing is, from a personal side and from a selfish side, it's good for me with my stammer, like to have to speak on TV and it's live every single week, and so it's a challenge for me, and it's one I actually, in a funny way, I actually quite enjoy.
Excellent, and very competent at it as well.
Yeah.
And one silly question from me, Kelly, if I may. One of those enduring images from that first time that we lifted the trophy was your little girl, obviously being carried around.
Oh yeah, when
she wasn't very old. Yeah, she was sick, wasn't she? Bless her. Is she coming again at the weekend?
Yes, she is. So that was a weird one because it was after the game, and she'd have been, that time she'd have been probably 3 months old, and I was bouncing around, all this, and I looked in, and I was like, I've got sick on my hands, so what's happened there? That's a bit. And then I got in the changing room, and I had a load of messages of people had stopped the TV and taken a picture and that sort of stuff. So she'll be there, and
Brilliant.
Hopefully we'll win again. And she'll not be sick this time.
Exactly, yeah. We can replace those images with some happier ones.
That reminds me, you see Vincent Cott walking out. I didn't see it till the TV things. Vincent Cott walking out, and his little girl was
she
crying.
was sobbing, wasn't
she? Really crying because of all the noise coming in.
It.
And I thought, if I'd seen that, I'd have thought, that's how I felt at the start of the game. I felt terror.
Tearful.
A little bit tearful. Yeah, exactly.
Brilliant.
Kelly, thank you so much for talking to us. You're always so brilliant when you come on the show, and you're such a legend. And just give loads of luck to the boys before Saturday.
Yeah, have a good week.
We're all behind them.
Oh no, thank you very much, and thank you for having me on, and also a massive thank you, to you two, and to all of the fans. It makes an incredible difference. Yes, so thank you, and we'll be seeing if we can give you a lot to cheer about on Saturday.
That'll be great.
Sure we will. Cheers,
Brilliant.
Kelly.
Thanks,
Take
Kelly.
care. Thank you.
Okay, cheers guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
There you go. You heard it here first. If the lads win, it's for us.
Yeah, exactly. It was. He did say us and all the fans.
Yeah, us first, though.
Okay, we are Premier fans. We are the most brilliant. Thank you very much to Kelly. Oh, God, isn't it brilliant? The people we get on this show. I'm so excited. Now it's time to look back at the season's highlights. First of all, the first highlight I'm going to mention would be the opening win at Bristol, because for me that set the marker. Absolutely. Mainly because I didn't see it. Were you there?
Yes, we went, and we both, obviously, first thing that came to our mind when we talked about highlights was setting the tone, and that away, that Friday night, a team that had come so close the year before. It was our first game back in the Premiership. I genuinely thought that the Premiership had moved on and left us behind after some of that rugby that we had seen, the semi-finals and the final.
I gotta say, I hope Baz and Adam are watching this, because they had a go at me for this, that Steve thinks the same, that he was worried
Thought the same,
sorry. Okay.
I genuinely did feel that it was going to be a barometer, a real bellwether of where we were as a club. And to go down to Bristol, it was a big crowd, a very passionate and noisy crowd, an excited crowd, back into the rugby. There wasn't any palpable sense of, oh, Sarah's, you're back, or anything like that. And what a game, what a game. Loz kicked pretty much everything from every corner, and they showed that grit and spirit and determination. And I think a lot of people sat up and went, "Oh, crikey, they're back."
Because I was doing a corporate event in Manchester, so I was just checking my phone. I was coming on and off stage and checking things, going, and I couldn't believe it. And then I watched it. It was just, again, it's that thing that constantly amazes me about this team is their belief,
control,
their belief when their fans are panicking, they're not panicking.
Yeah. Exactly.
And you know, and we didn't have all our players back or anything. There were players coming back from, I think, from Lions. There was a certain resting thing,
there was
wasn't there,
the
from
Lions players missing, and I think Mark McCall said at the interview at the end of the Quins game, he referenced a couple of things. I think loyalty and faith. And I think that hit the nail on the head. You know, the loyalty from the players, from the fans, and the faith in the ability that they have. And that was encapsulated on that opening Friday.
Exactly. Another time that was encapsulated was the away win at Quins, which I was at and you weren't at.
We seem to have swapped, don't we? Yeah.
We try and avoid each other at matches. If we find out that someone's not going, you know, Steve's not going, I will go. Because that was another one. Looked a bit dead and buried at half time. They'd scored 3 tries against us. I think we got. Well, I can't remember if we got one or we just kicked to stay in it, and it just never flustered.
Again, another. I was away that weekend and was
one
doing
of your
the
holidays,
same.
I think.
Yeah, it was my wedding anniversary. Hi, Claire. We were watching, and I thought this is really going to spoil my day. And it didn't look like it was going to go our way. And there was a kind of a resolve. Oh well, you know, this is Quins' final. They do love to get up for the Saracens at home match, and the belief never left them. And that last play of the game, and Jackson crashing over in the corner. You know, I almost fell out the hot tub when he went over and scored. It was quite a moment.
Hot tub. God. I was very controlled because I was amongst very good. I got in the press. I got a press ticket through BT. So I was sort of chatting to very nice. It was a very nice seat. So it was very nice Quins fans.
Just polite applause.
Yeah, just some press people and very nice Quins fans here. And I remember I thought we were losing, so I was doing lots of complimentary things. Like, Tyrone Green, he's a great player, isn't he? I think you're very good. And then our team, was brilliant. God, we just can't lose to Sarries this season. Oh, Sarries to Quins this season.
No, not meant to be.
Semi-final atmosphere is a high point for me.
Yeah,
I think is it the best semi you've been to?
I think as said to Kelly, the quarter-final against Glasgow when we increased the capacity up to 15,000 was another extraordinary.
But that wasn't
in this
one we expected
life.
to lose, was it?
No.
I didn't expect to lose.
I don't think so. A different energy around that day, very much so. And our very good friends at Glasgow Warriors that came down and made such a fantastic, friendly atmosphere around the place. But no, I've never heard the crowd like it. I've never seen the energy the same as it was on Saturday. And it might have been a response from some of the fairly guarded comments that were made by several players in the opposition. Doesn't matter what your energy is. Feed off it, do it. Just bring that. Renew your ticket. Come again next year. Let's make this place special.
What was so fun about semi-final is on the show beforehand. We did lots of come on, make as much noise as possible, and I was feeling bad about that because I was going, I don't usually do that at home. I'm a bit like, yes, come on, Sarah, I don't get things, and I did get caught up in it because it was such an amazing atmosphere. Aroni Maui, you've included as a highlight.
I have, it was one of my personal highlights, I hadn't seen much of him when he joined the club, I don't mind admitting. Fijian international, and I think he's really come of age while Mako was injured, and he had a little run first team. And for me, that away game at Breve, which...
you went to. I don't get you tend to do a lot of the very nice trips abroad where
better
there's
cheese
a lot
and
of
wine.
sun. Whereas I went to Newcastle. I think you can see what sort of people
has its own appeal.
We are.
Has its own appeal. But no, I think Aroni. I think he showed a different side to his game that week. Scrummaged hard, carried hard. Great hands, good little offloads, and I think he's been another massive tick in the recruiting box of people that we brought into the club. I think again it's been a great year for him.
Yeah, and he's been it's that upward
real
curve
upward
as well.
curve.
Having said that, I go on about this guy so much. I'm going to be really embarrassed if I meet him and he ever finds out how much I've been loving him. Theo McFarland, for me, has been right there from the word. He turned up and you went, what's this guy going to be like? And it's the catching balls like a basketball. He does like to catch a ball. You could take it in, but he's not going to drop it anyway.
No.
So
he's very comfortable. You know, that two-handed, whether it worries the coaches or not, almost Aussie rules, the way he takes that high ball. incredible athlete, incredible, deceptively fast, incredibly powerful. Seems to have bulked up a little bit since he's joined us as well.
Yeah.
Again, another one that we weren't that sure about. I don't think he ever played for Dallas Jackals. He was on their roster for a little while and trained, but you know, a Samoan international, you can't overlook that. But he has been absolutely incredible for us, week in, week out, and to hear the crowd chanting "Theo, Theo," I think he's another real crowd favourite.
It is that thing. I look at a back row. You think about the Leicester back row this Saturday, but I look at our, you know, they've got some really powerful, but to have players like you know, Theo, Ben, and Billy is our back row. That's an amazing.
It is. It's extraordinary, and just to bring that extra point of difference, and rugby and all sports often about that 1%, isn't it? What can you do differently? What can you do to turn a match? And when you look at the Nick Ezekwe coming on 5 minutes into the second half, the positional strength in depth of Theo, Nick, Marrow. You know, imagine having those three. All of a sudden, you've got another line-out option. You've got the speed and dynamism of Ben Earl. You've got the absolute granite of Billy Vunipola. That's not a pack anyone's going to want to face anytime soon.
No. Exactly. Well, moving from the pack, I've got to mention my favourite player. He's been fulfilled, or I've been going on about him for 2 years now, because I was going about in the Championship. But I do, with Timi Shegan, it's got to a level now where, and I don't question the decision that he wasn't in the squad for the Quins game. Loads of people on social media were going, should have had Roti should be on the bench at least.
And that what a mark of his season, when people look at it and go, why is Roti not in there? Why is Roti not in there? And you know, you can't really give him a bigger accolade than that. Like Aroni, another breakthrough season. Really benefited from game time. Was looking incredibly secure and quick and brave, and you know, we'll try and find that gap.
And powerful.
And powerful. You know.
As I say, I looked up his weight for some reason, because I always look at him because he's the same height as me. We should be friends, Roti. And he's a stone heavier than me.
Yeah. And it's all muscle. Yeah.
And yet he's really fast, but he's you know, 14.5 stone.
Real asset.
So for
fantastic.
Absolutely brilliant. We said this is a high point. It was a high point for me. This is not. It was my face on the screen at Tottenham. It was a special moment. I did keep saying to my daughter, who does hate me, going, "I'm on the screen. I'm on the screen again. Oh, look, I'm on the screen." It was a special moment. But it's not really.
It was a highlight for me as well, if I'm honest. You know, I would like to hope for the Showdown 3 that we can maybe update the graphic a little bit.
And get you on it.
Maybe just a little face in the bottom here, just peering over.
Really small.
Yeah, maybe
just there,
just behind the badge.
Just a little, like a little fan, a little Steve in the corner, just to show that it's who's the important one. But it's not really about me. It's about what I represent.
I think
because I represent a certain section of Saracens fans, which is the slightly dangerous idiot type fans who say stupid things, who say the wrong things to players, ask silly questions. So I think that's really important. That's represented.
Well, as we all say, you know, every club's got one. And you're ours.
Anyway, that's all we've had. It's been a brilliant season. It's been an amazing season already. Hopefully, it will go on to be a completely triumphant season.
Let's hope.
The women have been amazing. We've had so many women on, and they are. They are.
They're
so dominant.
If we can channel some of that energy, and how good would it feel to be the reigning men's and women's champions again for 21-22? What a way to go off into the summer. Superb.
I personally predict if we win the final where the women won the final, if we won with such dominance, we may have to create or join another league. It's my own. I think we've got to go and play in the top 14 or something.
European Super League.
Or just us against Leinster every week or something.
Yeah, they're not the force they used to be though, are they?
No, we're just getting too good. Anyway, I've got to stop before I start saying, I can't say stupid things on this show now. Maybe it is a breakdown rather than just what happened on...
Could be, something of a crisis.
That's all for us for another season, probably, we think. That's all for another season. Thank you seriously for watching. It's been... we get quite a lot of people watching. I thought it was only you and me watching back. All right. But no, it's been brilliant. If you haven't got your tickets for Saturday, just get them. Please
and when you do, please download the Premiership app. It's absolutely crucial. There are no paper tickets. It's all on the Premiership app. So make life easy for yourself. Download the app and then go on and get your tickets.
Brilliant. Download the app. And M37 is the only left there because I just will really need Sarries people around me to protect me from. I don't want to be rude to Leicester people. I like them. But seriously, you know, anything. If you're getting married or something, call it off. If you're having a baby, cross your legs. We've all got to be there for what is going to be an amazing end to the season. Steve, you've been fantastic.
Thank you. So have you, Hal.
Thank you very much. I was about to say that I've been fantastic too, but thank you for doing it for me. And now we finish on another Listography. Goodbye. See you next season.
Good at that, bro.
What about HD, bro?
There's 3 things you might hear shouted in the coach's box.
Gee, get your thing up.
Literally, obviously I'm on the wing, so I always hear DV mostly always saying, get up, get the ball back, so we can
In the air,
in the air, sorry. Off a box kick.
Obviously hit someone, get off the line, get up, stop sitting back and work. Let's have a look, what did you get?
Yeah, get up.
0 there, I reckon.
0.
Let's be honest here.
Different positions, different mindset.
Yeah. We thought it was going to be on nights out, but sorry.
3 best Saracens memories.
I'd say that merges into one.
I put Leeds as well. I took it off. St Anton, first trip. Was that the first time I met you? Nah, second. But it's a great time. Croatia, obviously, get one there. Pre-World Cup, it's just between me and Uncle.
Yeah, Croatia, great trip. I put Linz to final, but that probably turned into the double because that was.
Yeah, I forgot to put that one.
Yeah, had to put some rugby in there, obviously, and then the trip on the weekend, Leeds.
I rubbed it out. Look, you can see it there.
It was because we hadn't been on a trip for so long. It was just like good to be back to the swing of things, connecting with the young boys and having a great time.
1, definitely Croatia. Can we check the spelling on that Croatia as well?
Is it C-O-R-O-A?
Yeah.
My bad.
5 players most likely to add value in a team meeting.
Cheated there, I've gone 6, but sorry.
Obviously the big fella, whenever he talks, he pretty much has the whole room listening to him. Faz, yeah, pretty self-explanatory. He's our leader, talks pretty much every meeting.
Mako, Maro, Jinx, all very similar. Know a lot, a lot of knowledge. Coaches, obviously, because they're the coaches.
I love it when Mako speaks because then Billy has to say something different, or the other way around. So that's always a highlight of the meeting.
We're done. 5 out of 5.
Mate, nailed it. Mate, I said I put in York and I rubbed it out there.